In this video, I'll show you a report to help you easily track performance and identify opportunities for growth that you can use as a basis for optimization. Before we get started, let's first talk a little bit about how to analyze performance. So at a basic level, when looking at performance, one of the most important metrics is revenue. Revenue is influenced by impressions and eCPM, and both are levers that can be used to understand the revenue trends or be manipulated to optimize revenue, especially the more granularly you analyze the data, like at the ad unit level or the country level within your waterfall. The most advanced and effective way to view performance is by ARPDAU, or average revenue per daily active user. ARPDAU provides a holistic view of the average revenue streams across your users actively engaged in your app, including ads, subscriptions, and in-app purchases. It's one of the most granular ways to track and test new monetization strategies to grow revenue. For example, if a user is not making in-app purchases, you can increase the number of ads he sees to improve his LTV, or lifetime value, which means profits they yield over the time they're in your app. These are the two metrics that are very important to keep in mind. It's important that you define the goal and key performance indicators crucial for growing your app business and optimize towards that. So right now we're in the Max UI, under the Max tab, and then there's an Analyze section that shows all the reports that you can pull within Max. Right now we're in the Performance Reporting section, which is just really shows a high-level look at how your inventory is performing. The User Activity Report is really a great feature. You can use it to understand the ad engagement for each format. It's an easy way to monitor the number of daily active users in your app, the ARPDAU, and the average impressions that each user is seeing. This is a great tool for anyone who doesn't have a MMP to connect to our user revenue reporting API. Just wanted to call this out that, whether you have like a fancy business intelligence tool or access to an API, access to connect to our API, you can measure your ARPDAU and get some really great stats on how people are engaging with your ad formats. Advanced reporting is what we're going to cover today, but definitely check out our documentation to learn more about the other reports in our reporting APIs that are available to you. Advanced reporting is a comprehensive report that allows you to track performance of your monetization. When the ad unit page is used to manage the waterfall, the advanced reporting page should be used to analyze the performance of that waterfall. Use this report to understand the overall revenue trends, which can be used to find opportunities to add new network price floors in specific countries, or see which networks have low fill and might need to be removed because they may be causing latency, or even use metrics like low show rates to identify potential integration issues. You can add columns to the report by clicking the check marks next to the report filters and/or add a value in the filter fields. Depending on the combination of filters you include in the report, you'll see how different metrics populate. So here are some ways to look at advanced reporting. So first, if you want to look at the ad inventory level, you can pull in application and ad unit name and ad type for a breakdown of your ad inventory. If you're running multiple placements, ad placements for a format, you can also click in ad placements to get a more granular view. I always like to look at the last 7 days worth of data. Go hit run report. And here's your ad inventory report. So we're pulling in like application, ad unit name, requests, impressions, estimated revenue, and all of that. So you should be familiar with the majority of these metrics. Two metrics that may be not familiar to you is display rate and show rate. With display rate, it measures the percentage of cash ads that actually are triggered. So what that means is most of the ads are requested at app open. And then they have time to fully download, and then they're just cached and waiting to serve when it's time. So as a user is playing a game or just within your app, they'll hit the trigger point to make the ad display. And that's what display rate is when a user triggers a cached ad. Show rate is the percentage of ads that were triggered that actually go on to display to the end user and serve an impression. we definitely want this to be as close to 99, 100% as possible. If it's lower than, 90, upper 90s, then, it could indicate an integration issue, something technical that's preventing the ads to be displayed. Even though banner ads are cached, we currently don't show rate for banners. So you'll see this for everything except for banner in medium rectangles. So to look at network performance, I'll just get rid of ad unit ID and we'll go click in networks and we'll run report. So with the network view, we've pulled in the actual networks that are serving, and can we look at the performance on the network level? So we still have the same, the majority of the same stats. A new stat you'll see is attempts. So attempts is very similar to requests, but attempts is how many times the network was attempted or asked for an ad, which is different from requests, where ad requests is equal to how many times the ad unit sends a request to Max. From that ad request, how many times was a network attempted from an ad request? And then responses is just like how many times the network responded with an ad. Fill rate shows how often a network can fill an ad when asked, and win rate is how often a bidding network wins an auction against other bidding networks. So you'll see that just for the bidding guys. And we see display and show rate, but at the network level. To kind of go deeper in this report, you can add network placement. And now you can see for each network placement the same stats. Let's remove network placement and network. Actually, we'll keep network in there. And now we're going to look at waterfall performance. So let's pick waterfall and throw in the report. So this can be overwhelming looking at all of these waterfalls. So we should look at it for a specific ad unit. So let's add an ad unit name. And then you can pick the ad unit whose waterfall you want to see. So you can do that either by typing the name here, and all your ad units will start to populate, and you can pick it from there. Or you can just hit this plus button and it will add it there for you. Hit run report. And now we can see the waterfall performance for the Solitaire new banner. We are running the standard default waterfall, but we're also running a limit ad tracking waterfall, meaning like this waterfall is targeting users who are not passing their device ID. At a high level, we can see the waterfall performance by basically the same metrics we saw with the network performance report. If you want to get more granular, you can add in network placements. So you can really see like how each network ID is performing in your waterfall. Or you can even add in country to get an even more granular view and start to optimize at the country level. When I look at reports, especially when it's got this much data, I typically like to filter it from the highest impressions all the way down, because you probably want to spend the bulk of your time focusing on like the biggest ad units that are going to drive the most revenue for you. You could also filter it by total revenue that's being generated. The waterfall view is the recommended view to pull in insights about your monetization and identify opportunities to improve yield. This is where you're really going to see like, okay, AdMob in this example is doing really well or doing really poorly for X reasons. And then they give you the ammo to go and try to optimize that. Make sure you follow our blogs and our documentation for tips on how to optimize your waterfall. To show you a couple of quick, great features when using our reporting. The first is saving and scheduling a report. So you pull this report, your waterfall report, and you're like, yes, this is the report that I need. You can save it and just name it waterfall report or whatever you want to name it. And then you can save it. And when you save it, it will become available here in the drop down. Or you can schedule it to be sent to you on a regular basis, daily, weekly, or monthly. You can decide. It will be emailed to your inbox or the inboxes of whoever you denote here. And hit save. We can see here, though, here's the waterfall report. You can export reports by just clicking the little Excel button. And you can also compare, which is really powerful in being able to identify trends. So, for example, I just hit compare and then I hit run report. And so, quickly looking down here, this is comparing the last 7 days worth of data to the previous 7 days worth of data. So, this is a week over week report. So, we can kind of see here that anything with a minus next to it means it's down. And anything with a plus with it means it's up, and zero just means it's flat. So, yeah, we can see there's negatives across this report, but, when you look at your own report, you can be able to dig in and see what's causing these performance increases or decreases. And you can toggle it off. And the last cool thing is you can, instead of looking in a table form, you can visualize trends by clicking the chart and seeing the line graphs that kind of accompany it. In addition to scheduling reports and having them sent to you, you can also take advantage of our reporting APIs that can be piped into a mobile measurement partner like Adjust. Check out our documentation for more information.